Yeah. 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 Hey folks, welcome to Low Stakes Crusher, where we are going to work together to beat live 1-2, 1-3, and 2-5, wherever it is you play poker. My name is Dave, and I'm going to tell you right away the mission and maybe a little bit about me. So, we're here to learn to play better, right? Now, there's already great resources made by players who are 100 times the player I'll ever be. I'm going to tell you right off the bat. You have sites like pokercoaching.com. That's Jonathan Little's learning site. We have Upswing Poker, Doug Polk's site. Crush Live Poker, Bart Hansen's site. All those guys are 100 times the player I'll ever be. And by the way, check them all out. I'm going to put links below. All those guys put out tons of free content. The Upswing site has free articles and some videos. And Bart Hansen and Jonathan Little both are very prolific in their output of free YouTube content. You can get all kinds of great information there too. Excuse me. In no way am I saying that I am going to be a substitute for any of that. Let me get that out of the way right off the bat. So here's the thing. I've been playing. By the way, I don't play in casinos. I don't live near any. I mean, I do some when I travel, but normally I'm playing in home games, underground games, that kind of thing. So when I say low stakes, like I said, 1-2, 1-3, 2-5, and I play in these games. I've been doing so for probably 20 years. I've got every session recorded as far as my results, my buy-in, all that information for, I think, I always get this number wrong. I just looked a couple weeks ago. I think 11 years, I believe. Yeah, I think it's 11 years. I have not had a losing year in all that time. I've come incredibly close a couple times. I've been saved by the bell a couple times. But I do think of myself as a thinking player, and I do work on my game where I can. And here's my point in all of this and why I'm doing the videos. So those types of sites, like I mentioned, Upswing Poker, pokercoaching.com, Crush Live Poker, all awesome. Here's the thing. I don't play full time. I play recreationally. I have a full-time job. I have a family. And there's not enough hours in the day for me to fully take advantage of the style and approach to learning that these types of sites provide. And I'm going to tell you right now, if your goal is to learn and study and consistently move up in stakes and beat progressively higher stakes and bigger games and become a huge crusher in that way, not only would I recommend like completely doing the deep dive in these types of sites, I'm going to tell you it's required. You're not going to beat those big games unless you're doing that, because the best players in those games are doing that. And if you aren't dedicating 20, 30 hours a week to study of the theoretical approach, gaining a greater understanding of optimal theoretical poker strategy, memorizing charts as far as like pre-flop, post-flop charts, range charts. If you aren't putting in that work, you're not going to beat those games, because the best players in those games are doing all of that and more, working with solvers, that type of thing. So if that's your goal, you have to do that. This site, or this channel, I should say, isn't aimed at you. But I want to make clear that I'm not saying that I'm a substitute for any of that type of learning, or I think I'm better than that. All those, I mean, half of any one of those guys is 50 times better than I'll ever be. I mean, they're great. The sites are great. Can't recommend it enough. I'm going to put links below. But my belief is that there is a large majority of players who, like me, right, have a full-time job, have family, other things, targeting my time. And I just don't have the time or the wherewithal or even the desire, really, to take that sort of deep dive, I'm going to study 25 hours a week type of approach to learning. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to learn. That doesn't mean that, or we don't want to learn, I should say, right? It doesn't mean that we're just going to give up. Like, oh, well, I can't spend 25 or 30 hours a week studying, therefore I won't learn anything. I just won't get any better. I'll just keep doing the same thing. There's a wide middle ground in there, in my opinion. that is a little bit underserved in the sort of YouTube channels or learning sites area. And that's where I'm going to try to come in. Here's my goal. I'm going to make short videos that I'm going to try to keep them under 15 minutes each. They will be largely just audio. So I'd like to have it to where people can just drive and listen, and you don't have to be able to see the video in order to get something out of it. But occasionally, I'm sure there'll be, visual stuff in there. We'll see how it goes, what people like and whatnot, right? But here's the central idea. Each one of these videos is going to have a very specific, singular, actionable strategy, whether it's like how to treat a certain spot or a particular commonly faced situation that a lot of people don't get right or don't understand. One specific thing, and you can watch the video or listen to the video and kind of let that idea roll around in your head, but that specific concept will be immediately actionable, meaning you can take that nugget right to your local game tonight and implement that idea and be better for it right away. No downtime of I need to do a deep dive and really understand these concepts and such. It'll be all about specific things you can do right now to be better. And I will tell you right off the bat that my advice in these videos oftentimes will not just magically transform you into a GTO super beast. Like, this advice is precisely the best possible theoretical approach. That's not possible. There's no shortcut to that style of understanding, right? But that doesn't mean that you can't go from what you're doing now to this new idea and have that be an improvement, right? And I say this all the time in my work life. Don't let perfection be the enemy of better, right? And we can all be better. You don't have to make the leap from, I struggle to beat my local 1-2 game to I am now better than Bart Hansen, and that's the step for you. There's like 1,000 steps in between, if not more, right? So that's the idea. Every video is going to have links in the comments where you can go to find free resources to read more about that idea, whatever it was we were talking about. And maybe you're not sure you agree with what I say and you want some additional background or to learn more about it, there'll be links in there. Or maybe you love the idea but you just want to learn more, whatever the case is. I'll have links in every video, and we're just going to work to get better. I'm going to make a quick example. I'm going to post this video, and there's going to be a couple videos along with it. That way people can watch this introduction, and they can also watch a video or two of what we're going for here, and you can kind of see what you think and give me some feedback, I hope. And one of those is going to be called something like "Don't Limp" or "Stop Limping," right? And the reason for that video, and if you play in these live games, like say for example you're a regular in Live 1-2, then you know that it's a huge limp fest, right? Many, many hands will be limp, 4, 5, 6 limpers maybe, right? And maybe you're someone who limps quite a bit in an effort to nail a flop and stack somebody. So the video is going to be called like "Stop Limping," right? Now, does that mean that because I'm calling my video "Stop Limping" and we're going to talk about why limping is bad, generally speaking, does that mean that there is never an opportunity ever in any situation where limping could theoretically be okay to do? No, that's not what it means. And that's where I get to my whole thing where every video is not going to be like an ironclad, theoretically perfect idea, and when you string them together, you're going to become Doug Polk. It's not about that. It's going to be about understanding why excessive limping is bad and how you can address that, right? And I'll tell you right now, if you're already interested in the topic, while there are opportunities that it can be okay to limp, you could be a profitable winning player and go the rest of your life and never limp again, and that could work out for you, right? So, but anyway, like I said, that's not the point. The point of the video is going to be why excessive limping is bad and how to address it in the game you play in, and alternately, if you are someone who limps too much, what you can do to address that and how you can play certain spots that for you used to be limping spots and now you don't want to do that anymore. And that's it. And the idea in that video will be, once you listen to that and that explanation, you can go to your game that night, and maybe it's tonight, and either address the idea that other people are limping, or limp less yourself and be more profitable for it. That's the idea. That's what we're going for. And so yeah, thank you so much for sticking with me and watching. I'm sorry if I ramble a lot. I'm going to do my best to keep the videos short. And yeah, so watch the videos. Please like and subscribe if you think there's any value to this. And if you don't think there is, put comments below. I'm all about feedback. I want this to be a sort of a positive journey for all of us. And if we can all get a little bit better, if we can all increase our win rate or go from a break even to a winning players, that would be amazing. That would be so great. I hope you guys are going to win your game tonight. And thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon.